And if you have any questions, just go hover your little mouse over the bottom, down over the chat box, and click on chat, and type in any questions you have. The other way during the class, if you have anything that you just want to yell out, you can hold your fingers down on the space bar and say something, so we can hear you, which is cool. And don't be shy, because I love to get questions throughout the class. My friends Joe and Rebecca are on here, and they are essential oils experts, I would like to say. So I might just from time to time ask them to contribute a little bit to the class, because I like to practice what I preach, and tonight's class is about sleep, and it is 7 p.m. So I'm going to keep this class super snappy and short. And I am coming to you from bed, and I have had my dinner about an hour ago, and I have had my shower, and I'm in wind down mode. So I don't want to get too crazy tonight. So we're going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. We are going to cover the 3 awesome things about essential oils, and they will be related to sleep, and also just 3 ways that we can use them safely, in our sleep routine, and in our lead up to sleep. We've just got a few people trying to get in that are having problems, but that's cool. And if you are on Facebook and you have any questions, just put the little questions in the comment box below, and I'll try to get to you when I can. And if anybody is on here that hasn't got their essential oils yet, I am very happy to do a wellness consult with you tomorrow or on Monday, whenever suits. And I can get you started on the oils, which is super exciting. But there are a few people on here that are very much essential oils fanatics. So some of you might know more about oils than I do, but I'm just going to let you know the way that I use the oils for myself and for my kids, and let you know a little bit more about myself as well. So my name is Amy Boyd. I am an Institute of Integrative Nutrition health coach, but the main role that I play in life is a mother. And being a mum, I have had my fair share of sleepless nights. I've got a 12-year-old boy, Asher, a 7-year-old boy, Boaz, a 3-year-old boy, Wolfgang, and 2 beautiful bonus girls, Alyssa and Briley. And in the school holidays, we have all of them together, so it's a bit chaotic here. And our life is not like this. It's quite up and down. So a lot of busy times and then a lot of down times. So for me, getting my sleep is very important. I was diagnosed with bipolar when I was 21, when I was pregnant with my first boy. And so for me, sleep's always been a real struggle. With bipolar, you do get depression, but a lot of it for me was actually manic episodes where I would go days and days without being able to sleep properly. So when I found the beautiful essential oils, I was super happy that they actually worked, and I could incorporate them into my I guess wellness routine. Kevin, I will let you, I'll send through a little link at the end with a price list and with all of the details on how you can enroll and set up a wholesale account with me. So firstly, I'm going to cover the 3 amazing things about essential oils. And the first one is that they are natural and safe, as long as we use them safely, which we'll go into a little bit further on in the class. But unlike the sleeping pills or the the things that you might get given from your doctor that may have side effects, the essential oils have side benefits. So I like to always put that out there at the start. And if we learn how to use them safely, because they are very potent plant extracts, we can use them in a really safe, effective way. And that's my job tonight, is firstly making sure that you're safe using the oils, and secondly making sure that you understand how to use them effectively, because you don't want to just buy something for the sake of buying it, or like I used to think essential oils was just what the hippies used, the nice smells that you put in a burner. I'm gonna try and break down a few of those preconditioned ideas that maybe you have about essential oils and essential oils users. So the first thing is that they're super natural and safe, and Rebecca is going to tell us a little bit about this.
So yeah, the second thing about essential oils is that they are incredibly effective. So I think a lot of us are used to just going to the chemist and grabbing what we need and not really thinking about what we're using. And so essential oils are really fantastic in the way that they can actually permeate into our cells. So they have a brilliant way, because they are a fatty lipid and our cells are actually covered in a fatty membrane. They have really easy transference through our skin, or whichever way that we're using it, to actually get right into the cell. And if we think about where bacteria and viruses live, they have a really, really effective way of combating those. So we always just talk about supporting the body in terms of infection. So if we're talking about bacteria or viruses, we know that essential oils can really be very beneficial. We're never ever going to tell you not to seek medical advice when you really, really need them, but they have such a, if we look at them from a really holistic point of view, there are so many health conditions that we can use essential oils for, that perhaps we actually don't need to go to the chemist for absolutely everything. So yeah, that's the second reason why they're so awesome.
Awesome. And I just love to talk about two of our most effective oils for sleep. And it might not be the ones that put you to sleep, but the things that are going to maybe support the reasons that perhaps you're waking up during the night. And one for me is stuffiness. So the girls just before were talking about their congestion going on in this area of the face. And if you can't breathe well at night and you can't breathe easy, you're going to, one, annoy the crap out of your partner by probably snoring the house down. But two, when you can't breathe, you just really don't get a restorative sleep. And you're just going to be waking up through the night and stuffly and snuffly, and it's just a really uncomfortable thing. So one of our most effective oils for having a really good night's sleep is called Easy Air. And this one smells a lot like Vicks. So it's got in it laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, tea tree, lemon, cardamom, ravensara. And it's a really beautifully soft, natural version of Vicks, but much more potent and effective. So a really beautiful one to keep yourself clear and sleep a beautiful night's sleep. What my 7-year-old Boaz has always had a really, really stuffed up sinuses. He's forever got a runny nose. There's no real reason for it. He was just sort of given a little bit of a bad end of the stick. I think it was probably he had too much dairy when he was a little boy. I remember him just like drinking bottles and bottles and bottles of dairy milk. So probably not the best thing that I could have done for him. But I have removed dairy from his diet now, and it's really cleared him up. But still at night he needs a little extra support. So putting about 4 drops of Easy Air in a diffuser at night has really made such a difference to his sleep. And he's just now waking up just a lot happier and a lot brighter and a lot fresher. So that's really awesome. And The other really effective way to use this product is rubbing it on the bottom of your feet. So, you know, with the oils, we can use them in lots of different ways, and using them on the feet can actually get them into every cell in your body within 20 minutes, which is, it blows my mind, but that's the science behind it. So it's a very cool, really, really effective product to use. The other one that I like to talk about when it comes to sleep is On Guard, and this is more, sorry, not On Guard, Digestin. I was holding On Guard, but I was meaning Digestin. And this one's a real personal one for me. So I've had a lot of digestive problems my whole life, a lot of food sensitivities, where I will go many days backed up and then, you know, have loose stools. So that's really uncomfortable when you're trying to sleep. So if you're backed up and you can't digest food properly, and you're all bloated and feeling horrible, then Digestin is the one that you would like to use as a tea before you go to bed. So it's got everything in it that a organic, you know, digestive tea would have in it. Anise, peppermint, ginger, caraway, coriander, tarragon, and fennel oil. So just having one drop of this in a warm glass of water before you go to bed is really going to help your digestive system move, and you're not going to wake up during the night with those sore pains in your back and, you know, feeling uncomfortable and bloated and gross. So these are two very, very effective oils combinations that I love to recommend to anybody that's having problems with sleep. And yeah, so the third awesome thing about essential oils is that they're super cost effective. So we have these oils that I keep, you know, lifting up and showing you, but if you look a little bit closer to the bottle, you'll see that they are a small bottle. They're only 15 mils, but in this oil bottle there are 260 drops of essential oils. So this one here's a blend. Many of them are pure, and they are 260 drops of, say, Easy Air means 260 doses. So it works out very cost effective. And also for me, if I don't get a good night's sleep, I basically can't function the next day, and I don't do work, and I cannot concentrate, and that's going to cost me a lot of, you know, of output of work time that I have. If I have to spend hours and hours at a doctor's practice with my kids, or, you know, because they're not sleeping well, or they're unwell, or they're you know, they've got cold symptoms, that's going to cost not only the cost of the doctor's visit, but a lot of our time as well, and a lot of our energy. So I love that they are super cost effective. And now we're going to go into the 3 ways to use them safely. And I was wondering if Jo could talk about the aromatic use of essential oils.
So the first way you can use essential oils is aromatically. So I like to pop a couple of drops in my cold ionic diffuser. So something like this, which is a petal diffuser that doTERRA have. So basically, just by filling the inside of your diffuser with some cold water and popping, depending on the size of your room, for my bedroom, for example, I like to put 3 to 4 drops in there, and then popping the lid on, and it goes for 6 to 10 hours. It means you have a nice drip fed scent through your room. So like Amy was explaining before with the Easy Air, you can choose whatever scent you want in your room, and you can have that going to help your breathing or to help your sleeping. So that's a great way of getting the smell straight into your brain. So aromatically. So the other way to use it is to take a bottle of essential oils, pop a drop in your hand, rub your hands together, and just take a couple of big inhalations for a few seconds, and you're getting the benefits directly into your olfactory system there. So that's the great way I like to use essential oils aromatically.
Awesome. And so what do you like putting in your diffuser for sleep, Jo?
So for me, my choice is lavender peace. So that's another blend. So that has some really great oils in it. So lavender is the main one, but it's got things like cedarwood, vetiver, some really great heavy sleeping oils. So I like to pop that one in. Generally, I pop that in along with Easy Air together, because I find that the lavender piece kind of knocks me out sleeping wise, but the Easy Air helps clear the airways. My husband is a very noisy snorer, and so I find that having the Easy Air in the diffuser helps kind of quieten him down a little bit. So that's my kind of favorite sleep blend of a night time. So yeah.
Awesome. Cool. That's so cool. So the second way that we can use the essential oils is topically. And I always like to first be really safe topically. I have very, very sensitive skin. So I like to dilute with either a fractionated coconut oil, which means that the fatty lipids have been taken out of the oil, so it's not greasy. And that's a really beautiful one that we can use on our body, or any sort of plant-based, organic, without the toxic chemicals, creams or oils are good to use as well. So a really beautiful thing to do before you go to bed is obviously have a bath or a shower. So that's going to wash away the day, and it's going to make you feel nice and clean and restored, but also it's going to raise your body temperature. And then when you hop into bed, you're going to feel nice and snuggly and warm, and you're going to have a really good sleep. It's a great setup for sleep. But in between those two things, one of the little luxuries that I give myself as a mum is getting our beautiful doTERRA hand and body cream. So it's got no scent in it, but it's just got all the beautiful nourishing oils. Getting a big squeeze in my hand, and then putting two of my favorite oils into that. So lavender and frankincense. So these are two really beautiful oils that are, lavender is going to calm down your nervous system, and it's like giving yourself a big hug. And frankincense is very grounding, and it's also really beautifying for the skin. So it's going to help rebuild those cells in your skin, and help them become a little tighter and yummier again. But actually it's going to really calm you down. These two together are a really amazing sleep blend. So I just put a couple of drops of lavender and a couple of drops of frankincense, and it's not just good for the skin, but it's also going to really help with your emotions and really help calm you down. A lot of the reason that we don't go to sleep at night is because we've just got overactive brains. We've just got too much chatter going on, too much crazy going on in our heads, and our brains and our just can't really keep up with the speed of everything, all the technology and the flashing lights and the bright things going on. So I really recommend starting your evening routine early. So I spoke earlier about having my dinner at before 6 o'clock. And that's to really not only not only help with my digestive system, so making sure that my food's digested before I go to sleep, but also to start my evening routine early so that I can slowly wind down. I used to try and get all the things done. So, oh, I've got to do this and I've got to do that and I've got to do this work and I've got to, watch this movie while I've got my phone on and all these things. And it was just too much crazy, too much chatter. So now I try to calm my evening down, and I've found that putting a few rules in place has been really good for me. It's like with a baby, you set a really good sleep routine for them, but sometimes we forget that we're just little babies too, and we need to look after ourselves and get the best from our health and our wellness. So I really recommend having an early dinner so that we digest our food early on, and we're not feeling bloated by the time we go to bed. And then having a cutoff where you say to yourself, no more work, no more washing the dishes, no more bloody folding washing, just chuck the folded washing, chuck the bloody washing in a pile and do it tomorrow. And actually you just have a time where you say, it's time now for connection with my family. It's time to maybe climb into bed early. I like once a week to just have a little indulgent night where I hop into bed with a cup of tea and I start reading my book at about 7:30 after I put the kids to bed. And it's a really beautiful restorative way to, I guess, have my own little spa night to myself. And it's sometimes I start reading at 7:30 and I am snoring at 7:36. So sometimes I need it more than others, but you won't know unless you let yourself slow down. So we have this amazing thing in us where we can kind of go that extra mile, or stretch ourselves, push ourselves. And in this day and age, it's almost like a badge of honor to be busy and stressed all the time. So but it's not good for our health. It's not good for our physical health or our mental health. So really figuring out a way that you can slow down your evening routine and get yourself nice and slow and centered and in your own body before you go to sleep, and you're going to have a much better, more restorative sleep. So as part of that sleep routine, and I don't do it all the time, but I wish I did. Like I always say, oh yeah, I do this every night, but I don't. But on the nights that I'm really treating myself, I get that beautiful cream, and I put these in, and after I've had my shower or bath, I really start at my toes and massage it into my body, up my legs, up my body, and really just come back into my body and say, thank you legs for carrying me around today. Thank you butt for letting me sit on you while I did my work. Thank you abs for, I can't really see you, but thank you for helping me sit up and stay stable. And so really coming into your body, it's a great way to get centered and calm down for the night ahead. So that's the second way to use the oils, is topically. The other thing, the other thing that I really want to talk about for topical is around pain. So I know that a lot of people can't get to sleep, don't sleep well, or wake up in the morning in a lot of pain. And I have a few things to say about pain. So one is you need to invest in a really good bed. And I know people like to spend lots of money on their children, and they like to spend lots of money on lots of things, and they don't think that a bed is, a worthy cause to spend their money, but it really is. We spend a lot of time in bed, and when we're sleeping, our body is actually healing and repairing. So the better sleep we have, the healthier we're going to be in the long run. So I think investing in the best bed that you can is really, really important. If you can't afford to buy a really good like chiropractic grade bed, then I would suggest getting a topper for it, so that you have at least some support. The second thing is to get a really good sturdy pillow. So I think a lot of people don't think about their pillow. They just get whatever they've got or whatever they've had their whole lives. But really investing in some good pillows is really good as well. And the other thing with around pain is a lot of the time we sleep in the same position. So we just hop into bed and we turn away from our partner's snoring, for instance. And you're going to start feeling unbalanced, or you're going to start experiencing pain if you do that. So I know that your partner is going to hate me, but swap sides of the bed from time to time. And that's going to really help balance you out a little bit more as well. And the other thing is treat yourself to a massage as often as possible, or treat your partner to a massage and maybe just suggest that they do the same back to you. And one of the oils that I love to use in a massage specifically for pain is called our Athletic Blend. It's not the most sexy smell, so this is probably not the one that you're going to use if you're trying to get in the mood, but this is the one that you use if you've got any pain issues. So I have been experiencing some back pain, and so I have been using this one a little bit, which is the Ice Blue Athletic Blend. It's a really hot oil. So I always dilute it. So putting it either in a carrier oil or a moisturizer, and rubbing it directly on the place that it hurts, is what I do with this. So it's got some really cool oils in. Again, it's a blend, but it's got in it wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, lang lang, helichrysum, blue tansy, German chamomile, and osmanthus. So wintergreen, camphor, and peppermint are really going to reduce any kind of swelling or any inflammation that's happening in the muscles or the joints. The helichrysum, blue tansy are our healing oils, so they're going to help repair that muscle tissue, or help repair those the joints that you're experiencing pain in. And German chamomile and osmanthus are really soothing and calming. So these are the ones that are going to calm and soothe. So then it's not just a get quick fix, but it does have that instant feel of pain relief. And over time, this one's one that you would use every day to help reduce that pain over time. So yeah, I highly recommend this one. You can also get it in a rub, which I also love. So it's not just for athletes, it's for, even though it's called the Athletic Blend, I am not an athlete. But I do get pain from time to time, and it has worked really, really amazing for me. So that's a really cool one to use topically. Now, the third third way to use the oils safely is as a food flavoring. So when I talk about using essential oils as a food flavoring, I don't talk about, I'm not talking about the oils that you buy at Briscoe's, or the oils that you buy at the supermarket, or the oils that you buy at the pharmacy. Those are a completely different grade of oils. The ones that I'm talking about are the certified pure therapeutic grade oils that doTERRA has. So these oils have been tested, firstly to make sure that they are completely free of any, toxins. So they haven't, they've been farmed what they call organically. So there's no sprays or pesticides or herbicides or anything like that that's gone into them. Secondly, they are tested to make sure that they are they do what they say they're going to do. So now these oils are grown in the place in the world that they thrive organically. So for instance, if you were thinking about a lemon that you would get from a New Zealand supermarket, not so good. These lemons are grown in Sicily, and they fall off the trees. That's the place in the world that they thrive, and they're grown organically and they love. So we get the beautiful extracts from the rind of those lemons from Sicily. And we're super lucky to be able to use them and know that they're 100% safe and pure and potent for us. So the way that we can use these therapeutic grade oils is either as a food, you know, in our drinks or in our food. And I always like to say, just start with 1 drop per person per serve. So for instance, if you were experiencing that digestive upset, or you know, anything going on in your tummy, there are a few oils that you could use. One is lemon oil, which is super detoxifying. You could just add this into a glass of maybe sparkling water, is a really beautiful way. I am also going to say something here that is you're not going to love, but wine is not a good sleep. It's not great for sleep. Joe, no. So if you are experiencing that wake up call in the middle of the night after you've had a few glasses of wine, I would suggest cutting out the wine. And maybe suggest, and especially in the summer months coming up, doing some sparkling water with a drop of lemon. It's really beautiful. And that's going to be really detoxifying and cleansing for your liver, your kidneys, and your bladder. So when I say detoxifying, our bodies naturally detoxify themselves. So this is just going to help support that. Very similar to like when you've been told to put a squeeze of lemon into your water every morning. Same, but different. So same is that it's super cleansing and supportive of your natural detoxification. Different that it's not going to take the enamel off your teeth, which is a major plus. The other oil that I like to use as a food flavoring, especially in hot drinks, so this is more my go-to in the winter. So this is what we call our protective blend, and it's our immune boosting blend of oils. So it's got really amazing antioxidant properties from the oils such as wild orange, clove, cinnamon, rosemary, and eucalyptus. And this is a really lovely wind down evening, one that you can add a little drop to at the end of the day. So it's not only going to make you, well, it's bloody delicious. It tastes like Christmas, but it's also going to help your body get into that restorative healing overnight with the antioxidants in it, and help reduce the inflammation in your body, which is super cool. So what I like to do with this is make like a yummy hot chocolate drink. So try and stay away as much from sugar as possible, but a little bit of cocoa stirred into, I use a plant-based milk, I can't have dairy, so a little hot chockey, and then just add a drop of this in, and it's just so yummy. If you have to have a little glass of wine, maybe make it red, and make it warm, and you can make your own mulled wine by putting 1 little drop of the On Guard into your red wine as well, which is really yummy. The other thing about me is that I am a major sweet tooth, and I have been a bit of a food binger my whole life. And since I've quit drinking and smoking, I kind of took up professional eating. And a lot of that happened late in the evening when there was nobody around. So I would... After I gave up drinking, I was like, oh, it doesn't matter, like a bar of chocolate here or there. And that's true. Like, I am the healthiest I've ever been, the healthiest and the heaviest I've ever been. So I'm now trying to put in some really healthy habits of not binging on sugar before I go to sleep, because the sugar and the caffeine from the chocolate really can not be great for your weight gain, but also not great for your sleep. So if you eat sweets at the end of the day, it's really going to spike your blood sugar levels, and then you're going to come crashing down through the night and probably wake up with that hangover feeling at 2 o'clock in the morning. It also spikes, your cortisol levels. It's going to really get your adrenals running high, and you're just going to feel crap. From my opinion, just letting you know how I feel. So a really cool thing that you can do is make some, some bliss balls. So some raw balls with maybe some fruit, some coconut, and you can use yummy things like peppermint oil to add flavor. So I'm not sure if anybody knows, but if you have a look on the back of Whittaker's dark chocolate, it actually says essential oils in the ingredients. And there are many companies that use essential oils as food flavoring because, one, we know that they're super potent, so a little goes a long way. And two, the oils that they use, like ours, are food tested, so they're safe for ingestion. But I still recommend just 1 drop per person per serve. So yeah, making some yummy little treats so you don't go and binge on a whole block of chocolate like me is a really cool thing. And you're going to sleep a lot better without having that bloated tummy and without that sugar, you know, spiking in the night. So those are the 3 safe ways to use the essential oils. So can anybody remember the first way? The first safe way? I can see Rebecca's face smiling, Diana smiling, Joe smirking at me. So, okay, I will say it. The first safe way to use essential oils is aromatically. And I just want to show you my beautiful diffuser here. So that's what I use in my bedroom. And I love putting in lavender. I love putting in frankincense for grounding. I also have, just want to show you my cute little box here. How cute is this? This is my little essential oils box that I keep beside my bed. And in the top, I have some really cool oils that I'd like to share with you quickly. And they are our 3 of our emotional essential oils. So peace, forgive, and console. And these are the oils that you use when you are maybe having a fight with your partner. Maybe you've got something going on at work that you're not happy about. Maybe your kids have driven you to the point of wanting to jump out your window. But a lot of our sleep and is affected by our emotions. So if we can really help support our emotions and maybe calm down, clear our head, then we're going to sleep a lot better. We're not going to go to sleep thinking. So Console is one that is called the Comforting Blend. So this is a really lovely one to put in your diffuser at night to help with if you've got any grief, or if you're feeling homesick, or if you're feeling lonely. We've got Forgive. This one's nearly empty. So Forgive is if you are, you know, having some tumultuous things going on, maybe with your mum or your dad or your daughter or whatever, this is a Forgive. Or if you've done something really that you are not happy about yourself, so you can use this one to also forgive yourself. And this one smells like walking through the forest, so it's going to really ground you and make you feel yummy. And Peace is literally my favorite blend of all time. It basically smells like a yoga retreat. So if you want to get into that blissful state and feel peace in your life, you can actually create your own little retreat at home with some peace oil, which is really lovely. So if you think about your emotions and in relation to sleep, a lot of the time when I think I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling hard done by or angry or anything like that, a lot of the time I will think, how was my sleep last night? And there's always something that goes together with sleep and emotions. So what I would suggest is if you're feeling all of those things all at once, do your little 7 p.m. Ritual, have a beautiful bath with a few different oils in it, So when you're putting them in the bath, you just put a little bit of coconut oil in your hand, drip them in, and then put them into the bath. Have a soak in the bath, hop out, really, give yourself some anointing with the beautiful oils. Thank your body for being so amazing and healthy and well. Even if you're on the recovery, or you're on your health journey, it's always good to be grateful for what we do have. And then have an early night. Seriously, like not many things can't be solved by going to bed and sleeping it off and waking up the next day and starting fresh. My boss, I used to be a temp throughout my whole university years. I worked for a temping agency, and so I would get a call every morning saying, "You're doing your 765th first day today at this place." But my boss used to say to me, "Amy, if you ever need a duvet day, just do it. Just take a duvet day." And a duvet day basically means give yourself a mental health day if you're feeling like you can't cope. And have an early night, treat yourself to some self-care, some self-love, go and get a massage. There are too many people that can't cope, and they just try every day to keep going, but sometimes it's better just to stop, take a day, take an early night, and regroup, and then go on the next day. And I have always thought fondly of my boss. Wow, my picture just fell off the wall. That was wild. And it didn't break, thank goodness, but it's a very big picture.
Nobody got hurt. That's okay. But your face, I thought somebody got hurt. Then I was like, oh.
No, I thought it was going to smash. It's been hanging on my wall since I was about 2 years old. My grandmother gave it to me, so I'm glad it didn't break. That's good.
Maybe she's watching you.
Maybe it was her saying, "Shut up."
Just watching you. There you go.
Yeah, so I really think that sleep can just can really change your life, change your mental health, change your physical health. If you can get your sleep, get some really good sleep hygiene, I think that it can just really change your life. And I'm really passionate about helping people with their sleep. I have been a health coach now for 4 years, and it actually kind of gets boring doing health coaching, because I'm literally like, I do the first consult with somebody and we talk about sleep, and then they come back to me 2 weeks later going, "Yeah, I fixed my sleep," and I'm like, totally sweet now. I'm like, okay, cool. So what else do you want to work on? Oh no, I'm fine. No, but it is like literally, it is one of the biggest shifts that you can make in your health. So a lot of people get really caught up on the minutiae. So they think, oh, do I need to have these supplements or increase my vitamin D, or they get focused on like the superfoods or things like that, when really the big building blocks of your health, one of the biggest ones is sleep. So if you're getting good sleep, you're not going to go and reach for bad food. So if you feel a lot of the time when you go and binge, I shouldn't say you guys, when I go and binge on bad food, or and I do it from time to time, but it's always when I'm tired. It's always when I am literally on the edge of collapse because I'm exhausted. And I know that I shouldn't do that to myself, because then I go and I get the McDonald's because I can't be bothered cooking. I eat the chocolate because I'm literally just like, I don't know, it's like this emotional response where I just need chocolate and I need sugar. But when I'm refreshed and I've had good sleep, I don't even think about that. So it's a really massive part of our health that really we need to take seriously. Before going to doctors or anything like that, you can just check your sleep hygiene, think about how it's going. before we end the class, I have got a few other little tips for sleeping that are going to help a lot. One is caffeine intake, and I'm a coffee drinker. Like, I am a freaking lover of coffee, but just try not to have it after 2 p.m. So caffeine has got a 6-hour half-life. So basically it means that the coffee or the caffeine is going to affect you for up to 6 hours after you drink it. So yes, you might get that spike of energy, but then you're still going to feel some kind of effect from that coffee for 6 hours. So if you're looking at wanting to wind down by 8 o'clock, which I highly recommend, you should really not have coffee after 2 o'clock. And it's really going to impact your cortisol levels and really make you not be able to close down the tabs in your computer at the end of the day. Same goes with alcohol. I've spoken about that. I mean, for me, alcohol is a massive poison. It's not good for anything for me. Some people love it and say that it's great for them, good on them, but for me, cutting out alcohol has really improved my sleeping. It's improved my mental health, and yeah, it's been amazing journey to completely cut out alcohol and be able to live my emotions and just live a bigger, better life. So highly recommend it. But if you just want to, tweak, just reducing your intake of alcohol and maybe having as many alcohol-free days as possible. The other thing that I really recommend for good sleep is sleeping in natural fibers. So as you can see, I'm wearing like a cotton shirt, and I've got beautiful bamboo cotton sheets and duvets. So having nice breathable fabrics on your bed is really going to help you not overheat and also have a much better sleep. So the temperature in your room is really important as well. It should be at about 19 degrees or cooler. So I know in the winter we crank up the heaters and we want to feel nice and cozy, but it's actually better to let the air in your room be a little cooler and maybe put an extra blanket on your bed. That's going to help a lot with your body, relaxing and shutting down and having that really deep restorative sleep. The other thing is really just having a calming environment in your room. So I would like to show you my room, but my picture just fell off the wall. But so in my room, I literally don't have anything. So you can see all really light colored sheets and bedding. I've got a diffuser and a book beside my bed. That is my side of the bed this week. I've swapped with Ron. Last week he was on that side of the bed, but we flipped the mattress and we flipped sides of the bed, which is great. My room is really clear of clutter. It's really organized. It's really serene. It's a beautiful place to be. And that's where my picture was hanging on the wall. And I like to keep everything really neutral colors. So whites and pastels is really good. Also having a really balanced room. So, a bedside table on either side of the bed. Just really clear, serene, and I have a walk-in wardrobe that I can close the door and all of the clothes are in there. I often go into people's homes and they have very chaotic bedrooms. So they're wondering why they can't sleep, and they've got their computer going in one corner, they've got their whole workstation in the other, they've got about 14 years of clothes stuffed under their bed, and I wonder how they can sleep one night, let alone a whole year of sleeping in there. So I would highly recommend literally getting rid of everything out of your bedroom that you don't use directly for sleep or sex, and put it somewhere else. This is a sleep haven. It's a love haven. It's a place that you should come and relax. It's not a place that you should discuss finances or children. unless you're trying to make them. No. And really, and just really keep the haven for the sleeping, and it's going to really help with everything. And just getting rid of everything that you don't need. The other thing is just, as well as the natural fibers on your sheets and bedding and sleepwear, not having metal frames is really good as well, just to stop that, the dinging, the noise, and also the energy that you get from metal. So just keeping it really relaxed. The other thing I like to do is start dimming the lights. So we have actually been sleeping a lot of the time with our curtains open. So when it starts getting dark, we come to bed and trying to go to sleep with the sun going down, and then wake up with the sun coming up. And that's a really an amazing way to tap back into circadian rhythms and, you know, live how I guess our ancestors lived, and, you know, get some really good sleep routines that way. If there are a lot of street lights and things outside of your home though, getting some blackening out curtains, so that the sleep, you're not going to get woken up by different, you know, lights flashing in. And last week we had to put them down because there was like crazy lightning. So yeah, we have had them down a little bit, but try and think of the light in your room and you know, at night, going down, setting with the sun. So maybe pull the curtains down when the sun sets, and then try and pull them up in the morning when the sun comes up, if you've got that crazy, if you've got crazy street lights and everything. But when you wake up to this view, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's pretty spectacular. And you can't really wake up, you can't really have a bad wake up when you wake up to that, even if it's crazy bad weather or anything. You just, yeah, it's a really happy, healthy way to wake up. So I would love to, Rebecca said, we're coming to your house, Amy. Yes, of course, Rebecca loves my house. So if any of you guys have any questions, this is the time to ask them. And yeah, happy sleeping.
Can I just say, Amy, that you've got some awesome tips there. I do have children coming in and out, like really fantastic tips. I think, yeah, when it comes to sleep, it is a really big holistic thing. And a lot of what we do during the day, we drag into the bedroom at nighttime. And I think especially what you're saying about, you know, not talking about finances, not doing any of that. And one of the main reasons that the way that I use the oils is to detox before bed. So being able to do that and knowing that my body's detoxing with the oils that I'm, you know, rubbing on my skin or diffusing at night, it's just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, highly recommend. I've had a lot of really good results with sleep.
Awesome, cool. One oil that I haven't spoken about that is probably the most effective crazy oil that you'll ever try is called vetiver. And it's from a grass root in Haiti, and it smells like wet, damp grass. But seriously, if you rub it on your big toes before you go to bed, you will sleep like a dead person. It is amazing. So I think, Rebecca, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure the vetiver is part of the sleep kit that you can buy. So there are a couple of different options that you can start with the essential oils. One is just with a $40 enrollment, and then you can buy the oils wholesale and just buy them individually. You can also start with those top 10 oils that I spoke about tonight, either in a smaller sample, like 5 ml of each of them, called the Family Essentials Kit, or in the 15 ml, and you get the diffuser, and that is called the Home Essentials Kit, and that's what most people start with. It also comes with the fractionated coconut oil that I mentioned earlier, which is really good for the topical use. So Home Essentials means that you get those top 10 oils. You can start aromatically, topically, and as food flavoring, which is really cool. And then there is another kit that's really amazing for specifically for sleep. So if you, I always say start with your lowest hanging fruit. So if you have something going on, you know, for instance, sleep, that is just absolutely driving you over mad, over the, you know, just not good. Start with that first, and then you can work on the other parts of your wellness journey over time, and you can buy different oils and different supplements, etc. And I can help you on that journey. So there are lots of different price points, and really for me, the most important thing is to meet you where you're at. And help you on your health journey. And I always like you to come to me with your 3 top health priorities. So as a wholesale customer of mine, you will be looked after. You will be given, firstly, a wellness consult to see where you are with your health right now, and the best way to, you know, fast track that health. You'll be put into the a beautiful Facebook community that we've got called the Essentialists, where we all support each other, love each other up, and give each other recipes and DIY tips, etc. And also you will be invited along to our oil camp, which is an online 10-day program that you can learn those top 10 oils, and how we can use them physically and emotionally. So tonight I just ran through how we use that kit specifically for sleep. There are so many other ways or things that we can use these oils for. So Rebecca spoke about how she is into natural fertility. So she uses the oils to support her fertility clients on their health journey. I help a lot of young women with mental health problems, and so I use a lot of the oils around supporting emotions, moods, energy, and clarity. And I've got people that I work, colleagues that I work with that use the essential oils in their massage practices, in their chiropractic clinics, in their GP clinics. So there are so many different ways that you can use these oils, and I just want to help you along your journey. And then there are people that start loving the oils, and they share them with their friends, and you can actually learn how to get free oils. So if you ever want to host a class for me, please feel free to, and I will come along, teach a class, and any of your friends and family that need support with their health, they can buy the oils, and you will get given some free oils, which is super, super cool. And then anybody out there that is looking at me sitting in my pajamas in my bed doing my class going, I want Amy's job, there's always an opportunity to become a wellness advocate with doTERRA as well. And I am a wonderful mentor, both spiritually, emotionally, everything. Can you just give me a little endorsement, Rebecca? Go on.
She's also very, very humble. No, seriously, we have a beautiful team of men and women. We'd like more men, but it is absolutely beautiful, and it becomes like family. And I don't think that many people can say that about the work that they do. I think many people work in toxic situations, and that's definitely the complete opposite for us.
You're non-toxic, baby. Awesome.
I will just add that the doTERRA family, because that's what we are, a doTERRA family, we mightn't be in the same country, because half the time we aren't. We are across the world, but we are all one. That's what I feel anyway.
Absolutely. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Darlings, has anybody got any questions? So we had a question from Kevin about the sleep kit. Yeah, so that's 184 wholesale plus the $9.99 shipping, which is pretty cool. And then you get those shipping the money that you pay in shipping, you get back in product points, so you can buy a free product with it as well, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we've got some really cool diffusers. We've got the Petal, which was the little round one, which is really sweet. That one there, it's cute. Or the Lumo, which is a little bit taller and a little bit more slim, and with a wooden base and white top, which is lovely too.
Because it's Christmas as well, there's a beautiful Christmas gifting guide, and so there's some lovely diffusers in there as well.
Oh yeah, are there still koalas? So
yes, in New Zealand.
Oh, you've got it.
Yeah.
In Australia.
I'm going to get a koala for my 3-year-old, so for Christmas. So I didn't go too much into kids tonight. So if you do have any question around children, you can ask myself or Rebecca or Joe all about kids. But I just like to, do a few safety precautions with kids on how to use them. So one, the aromatic use for kids, use them in the diffuser. And the doTERRA diffusers, I'm not sure, I'm not going to vouch for any other diffuser company, but the doTERRA diffusers are super safe. So if little kiddies knock them over, or if they put their fingers in them, they actually automatically turn off. So there's no chance of fires or electrocution or anything like that. So they are super safe for kids. And in a child's room, you'd probably just use about half of what you'd use in your own room for aromatic purposes. So say you were putting in lavender peace and easy air to help them go to sleep and stay asleep and breathe well, you would only put maybe 1 or 2 drops of each of those in, and that would be enough to support their sleep. Topically for children, when I am talking about when I'm talking about diluting, I often like to use a roller ball like this and put the fractionated coconut oil in, and then just up to 20 drops of essential oils in these for adults. But for children, because they've got such sensitive skin, and they're such, they're just so much less messed up than us. Their bodies really can absorb the oils so much better than ours. So we only like to use 1 drop per age of child. So if you have a 5-year-old, you can put up to 5 drops of the essential oil and then top the rest up with the fractionated coconut oil. And for kiddies, especially for sleep, I love to, with mine, have like a little love session after they've had a bath. So rolling this on their back and giving them some physical touch and stroking their back and their spine is a really nice way to calm them down. The other way is putting them on the couch, putting their feet up on yours, rubbing some of this on their feet and massaging it into their feet is a really lovely way to not only put the essential oils into their bodies, but also to connect with your child. So I find that the times that my little one comes and hops into my bed at 2 o'clock in the morning is because I haven't given him enough love and cuddles during the day. So he comes and gets his cuddle quota at 2 o'clock in the morning. So having that connection time with your kids is so special, and it's such a lovely way to help them calm down, connect with you, connect back to themselves, and then have a really lovely restorative sleep. And then with children, for food flavoring, I think it's something that you've got to be super, you've just got to be, I guess, aware of, is that their little digestive systems are like not as robust as ours, and use the more calming oils with the children. So I love making a little warm milk for them and putting a little 1 drop of lavender in, and using lavender as a really lovely little flavoring for their milk at night. And for little kids, that would be like 1 drop between the 3 of them. They don't need a lot. So you've got to remember that the oils are about 70 times stronger, between 50 and 70 times stronger than the herb itself. So you just really don't need a lot. So we've got a question here about animals. and the essential oils for animals, or do they harm animals? So some of the essential oils are awesome for animals, some of them not so awesome. So we actually have a full overview ebook that I can send you about animals, because we do have to be super careful with our animals.
I can talk on it if you want, Amy.
Yeah, maybe just have a little chat.
Yeah, I think it depends what kind of animal you've got. I mean, if you've got a larger dog, or if we're talking about horses or cattle or anything like that, you can pretty much think of the larger animals in terms of what an adult dose would be. With dogs, depending on size, I mean, if you've got a really small dog, it's important to keep the doses just like you would with a child. And then cats are incredibly sensitive to oils, and then also very small animals, you just shouldn't really use the oils around them at all, because they're just not able to process them through their liver very well. So, and there are certain oils that you're always going to avoid, being wintergreen, tea tree, oregano, those really hot oils, and like cinnamon. And then always, if you are using them, then it's good to have like a open, like a door open or some kind of ventilation, never have the door closed. But I think with dogs in particular, it's one really good way to check if they're okay with it is to actually just open the bottle and put it up by their nose and let them have a smell, and they'll soon tell you. But I think that's just a quick overview, because we're not, probably don't have too much time left.
Sometimes even just the closed bottle is enough. I use my little dog, I use her, she suffers from hay fever, and so I've just been using lemon, lavender and peppermint on her, and so I usually do I put it on myself in the morning, and then whatever's left over on my hands, I'm just like brushing down on her spine in the morning, so she's not getting like a full dose of, you know, a drop of each. I'm putting it on myself, and then whatever's like left on my hands, she's just getting on her back. So, but yeah. And there's the essential oil vet that you can follow too, which is another, you know, she recommends all the oils that you can use on different types of animals. So yeah, and does a live every Monday morning at 11:30, which would be, hang on, 9:30 your time.
Yeah.
Hang on. Yes, 9:30 your time on a Monday. So yeah, she's a good one to watch too.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Joe. So I'm just going to stop the live stream now to Facebook, and stop our recording, so we can all turn our microphones off and have a little chat. But thank you, everybody. As you can see, it's getting a little dark here. So it's time for me to shut off and go to bed. But thank you for listening to our little chat about sleep. And please get in touch if you would like to get started with the oils. I am very passionate about supporting people with natural first, and also I can work alongside you and your medical professional if you'd like, if you've got bigger health issues. So thank you guys, and thank you so much, Rebecca and Joe, for supporting me. And if anybody would like to book in for a wellness consult to get you started, either give me a little private message, or I will talk to you later. Cool. Thanks, guys. Bye.